Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. You didn't see anything last week because I was not able to edit the video in time, so I just decided to merge episode 7 and episode 8 together just to have one big final episode, I would say, or at least where I actually work on the track. And one very last episode will come out, but probably in a few weeks, where I just fine-tune everything on the track, like the mix down and all the small details. And that will be the last episode, so I will explain also at that time where you will be able to get the FLP for free, when and where and all that stuff. And for the other one, of course, as always, the FLP will be on Gumroad for a few bucks, so can just support my work a little bit. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this double episode, I would say, and I'll see you soon for a new video. I'm actually editing some new tutorial at the moment, so you will see one coming up quite soon. By then, take care. See you. Bye. We'll see the whole process from start to finish. So what do I call start and what do I call finish? Start is however I start a track as if it was a track for Aria. And what I call finished is the final product, something I would just export, send for mastering and ask for release. I will not use any paid VST except for serie. While the final product shouldn't have any paid VST, I'm allowed to use anything I want during the whole process. I can use my usual effects, my usual VST and stuff, but I will have to replace all that with free version or serie. Start the recording. So yeah, I will give you a listen to what we have right now, and then I will start working on the stuff and re-explain everything I will change and why. So yeah, this is what we have so far. Hello, Nurion. Welcome to the stream. Dope, release it, man, and then give it for free. That's not the plan. The plan is, it was made for the stream especially. It's not Aria stuff, so it was made especially for people either to have it for free if they're there whenever I will do the closing round for this track. You know, for the one that are usually here, you know the drill. To give me that command at the right time and right moment and be there and all this stuff. If you're a sub, you get it right away. All that stuff stay the same, and if not, you can grab it later on Gumroad for a couple of bucks. That will be the plan for this one. Probably, I'm trying to find a way to protect that thing. I don't know what's the best way to protect that thing. I'll try to figure out something, because that's indeed something that really could be a problem. So yeah. I'll try to find a way for that. But anyway, solid track, thank you. DMCA, yeah, but how can you protect that kind of stuff? You would have to release it even like under a fake name or something. Or the other possibility is I try to like set it somewhere as a copyright-free track. To like just protect it in a way. Can be used anywhere and you have the project, but you cannot release it anywhere because it's already like existing content. I don't know. I try not to think too much about that, but legally, if you do something and you have the proof, you have 20 stream as a proof. I kind of have 20 stream as a proof that I did that. Oh, by the way, I didn't say that yet, but the last episode I uploaded, I have to show that. It's the same thing with sample packs in a way, but samples pack, you can use samples and they are set as royalty free usually. But here the track is not set as royalty free. You can use what's in there and like work new track in the project if you want, or you just use it as learning purpose or anything. But it's not the point that you just take it and the first one that buys the FLP or get the FLP just release it or try to reach a label with that, you know. So yeah, I have to show you something because it's actually quite funny. Let me open YouTube, because how can I do that? Okay, I will go on my YouTube channel and I will show you exactly what happened. And I would have to cut that from the video. Actually, yeah, I'll cut that. But yeah, let me show you that. So welcome to my channel. I hope everything is visible here for you. So here you can see that there are some copyright claims. See details. So the same as a crack some like, yeah. I mean, anything. It's kind of different for me, a sample pack and a track. And some people have no pride in doing something. They just take every shortcut they can to reach their goal. Trust me. But yeah, these are the copyright claim I have on my latest video I uploaded on this series. So here I see I have High Tide by Concept Art and Heatwaves. So it gives me a timer here wherever the track is supposed to be. So it's High Tide and Concept Art Heatwave. And the second one is Shine by Noise Controllers. Keep that in mind, because you will see an actual nice piece of content ID and DMCA. So the track I will play right now for you is High Tide by Concept Art. So this is apparently High Tide by Concept Art and Heatwave, okay? And now we will go to this next part. Yeah, I know it sounds quite similar, you know? And here, let me check. Come on. You loaded the video already. What did we say about shortcuts? Oopsie. Oh, that's a really nice and pure moment of Content ID. Just come on, 114 to 1. Yeah, there we go. So this is apparently shined by noise controllers.
NANI?!
So the exact same stuff is recognized as first High Tide by Concept Art, then Shine by Noise Controllers, and actually both of these are the melody I created for this series with a kick I created for this series with an attack I created for this series. Perfect timing. What the fuck? So this is a Content ID. So I didn't file a complaint because I would have to rewatch the entire video before I can take any actions to make sure that these tracks are not in the whole video. But that track I didn't know at all, and I'm pretty sure I never checked that track for that series. I might have checked at some point some D-chart stuff because it's kind of jazzy and stuff, and that's what D-chart would do. But I have no words. Because the thing is that if I complain, like if I take any action, dispute that thing, and they discover that I'm not in my right, my channel can be deleted. So I try to take it. But yeah. Content ID in a nutshell. Anyway, we'll try to make some more noise controller stuff. Actually, I'm kind of not mad. I'm saying that my tracks sound as good as noise controllers. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, I'll take it. I might just dispute the one with concept art. No hate against concept art. Just for the fun of saying that my track has been recognized as noise controllers, I will just keep it. I'll keep this one. He can have my money. Oh, wait. My channel is not monetized. He can have my non-money. Anyway, I was saying the first thing I'm gonna do on this track after this nice and funny Content ID break, I will change the attack of the kick and probably the tail also. So there are two different attacks right now, one for the intro and one for the climax, and I will just check what I have done in the hardstyle punch tutorial. Don't forget to watch it on YouTube, leave a like and subscribe and all this stuff. And if you want, you can grab the FLP on Gumroad. Jokes aside, let me go to sliced audio and check whatever punches I made for that. With the project of the punch tutorial. And I don't know which one would sound better here. I think maybe a high-pitched one might be better. Something like that. We'll see. Sounds fair enough. I'll try a different one. Maybe this one. Actually, I'll do what I usually do, is just I will loop that thing. And I will just like replace that sample halfway through and see if one of them pops out as better. I don't know which one you prefer. I have the number 9, which is this one. And number 13, I think. So, come on! Can't you agree on something? I mean, 2 plus 2 is 4, minus 1, that's 3. Quick math. Okay. I'll have to pick. That's what you mean. Okay. Then I'll pick. I don't know exactly which one is the best. I think. Let's see with this one. $13 it will be, I think. Nicer to have this nice tonal. Then that means I will also have to add the reversed reverb for that, and I will also I forgot to do that in the climax, I think. Oh no, it's there, which is good. Hello MX47 Music, thanks for the follow and welcome to the stream. First time, how are you doing? So yeah, that's the one I will use for the intro. Just watch your Serum AOC tutorial on YouTube. I'm impressed, thank you. Hope at least you learned something. And the next one we'll do is here for the climax, because the one that is used right now is actually one we plan to use for Aria, so I will not leave it in the project. You might understand that. I'm so glad I found you. Thank you. So yeah, we'll change this one, and I think I might do exactly the same stuff I just did. I will just scroll through all the sample. I think I can skip a couple of the first one because I'm not really a fan of how it sounds like overall, so I'll just skip until like 7 or 6 or 7, I think. Or the good ones, the first good ones. So I'll just loop that thing and scroll through the sample, and hopefully we'll find one that is sounding good. That's the first one that is actually kind of decent. I'll start from here. I think I'll go for this one. Just, neutral, and I might later, I do not know if it will be the case, but I might later maybe do something I like to do, like first part of the climax, keep it as is, and then second part here, add a tonal on top of it to like add something extra. But we'll see. It will not be for today. Probably next stream or whenever we come to the very detail of the track, but we'll see. But I think I'll keep this one. And the next thing I was gonna do is change the tail, and I will be super lazy. For now, at least. I would have to find a way. Because my idea was first to, I made a tutorial on how to create punches. I will make a tutorial on how to create tails. And my original plan was to be done with these two tutorials and include the result of these two tutorials into the project here. But by the shape of it, I will probably not be over with the tail tutorial because I've not even started yet. So I would have to find a way to provide that tail for the people who receive the FLP of this project or something. I'll try to figure out something. Anyway, I will just go in a sample pack and check what kicks they have. I can give you the reference of that sample pack. It's an okay one. It's not the best one, but a couple of really good kicks. So if you are looking to get started, that's a good starting point. It's a euphoric wave hostile substructure kicks volume 1. It's decent. I think it's $30, so it's not too expensive. It's decent. There are a couple of like already pitched climax kicks. That's where I'm gonna look for a kick. And yeah, just replace these samples. So it's a C. That's a what? That's a D. That's what she wants. Oops. That's it. And I think that's the only notes I need. What I do not like is here it's been stretched. Sorry. Here I'll reset all that. Reset, and probably have to select all that. And let's see what it sounds like. Double check if there are some effects on it. There is a volume shaper, probably not helping. Let me see. This one could be okay. Sounds slightly out of tune. There is still one here. I don't think it's out of tune. It seems pretty okay to me. Let me check in maybe pitch corrector. Oh, come on, FL Studio. Stop bugging like that. Thank you. Let me see. Yeah, it's really slightly going like up and down like this. Could like maybe I could do something like that. It's not really fancy or anything, but I might do that also. could be an idea. Where is it? Here. So yeah, pro tip: if your kick is not perfectly on pitch, drop it in a U-tone and you're done. This one's. It's not the best quality. It lost a little bit of something by going into Newton, but in the middle of everything in the climax, meh. It's okay. Fair enough. Trust me, the first kick we had and we released with were sounding kind of like that. I'm just glad I'm not tone deaf. Yeah, I'm not really sensitive, like that sensitive when it comes to tone. Probably something that could maybe be a problem to me at some point, maybe. But I don't know. Let's see if I could. Yeah, this is nicer, like nice and tight. Let's see. It's nice, but at the same time, it added some frequency I do not really like. There we go. So yeah, I'll go for this tail, and I think it's the same one in the intro, so I might double check that. Yeah. Okay, so this will be now the kick and stuff we use for this track until the next time we change it, because I think it's like the third time we change it, probably. But yeah, it will stay like this for the future. Wait a sec. Yeah. So mix intro, and then we start replacing all the pet plugins. That will be funny. Mix intro will be this long. How to make a mix intro in 5 seconds. Boom, 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 boom. probably this. Where are the ARPs in here? How about you create a stretch hostile transition kick? What do you mean with that? Like the one we hear, like when they make the transition, like they take the tail and they stretch it to hell, and then you have a transition. Because if it's that, I've never done that, or at least not like this. Yeah, with the reverb. You want to know how I do it? Because that's probably the fastest tutorial I'll ever make on my channel. Okay, so how I do it? I take my cake, like I'll do this probably on a new arrangement. Add one. Yeah, go there. Where's the cake? Here. You're thinking it will be great, but it will not. Trust me, it will not. Consolidate this track. Oh, sorry, I'll just this consolidate this track from track start. Boom. Come on. How's the weather today? Isn't it a bit too rainy? Okay, so I have my kicks here. Why did you need like all this fucking white? Like not even white, blank. So yeah, you have the kick. I should probably fix the attack and tail ratio. But that will be for whenever I do the mix down, which will be soon enough. But yeah, so I will just take here a fruity reverb. And I will go pick the Cathedral. Done. I never do that kind of stuff, or hardly ever. That's how I used to do it back in the days. But haven't done that for like a really long time. If I would have to do it today, I would probably sidechain the reverb on the attack or on the kick itself. Sorry, but that's basically it. That's that's something I could look into probably, but I think I might be wrong, but I think they just like explore the kick like quite long enough to not have that heavily stretched feeling in the tail. I don't know. I could look into that. I will just like, come on. Oopsie. I made a mistake. Let me go back here and make unique. And now I can stretch. Server interrupting. That's okay. Tell me it's because of that. What the hell? I would say something like that, maybe? Stretch Pro. Let me... I don't even know that thing. See. Mono is best for it. If you want some weird noise, maybe. That's some proper sound design, actually. Like, maybe that one is fun. That kind of sounds like, you know, an old video game ARP or something. Yeah, I'll look it up and maybe at some point I will do a tutorial on that. But anyway, yeah, we have the mix intro kind of ready. Let me just quickly adjust the volume of these. Okay, now we're good. Okay, now it's a bit more balanced. So, replacing all the paid VST now. Not the most interesting part, but at least I can show some small tips and tricks on some VST that some people might wonder how to replace. I will start as I usually do for anything kind of mixdown related, even though it's not like purely mixdown here. But I will start with the lead. Where's the lead? Here. I will go for all these. So Volcano, I will only look that up at the end because I think I might need to look up a technique on how to replace this one. Because it will not be as easy as the rest. If we want that same plucky sound, it will be kind of painful. So we'll keep it like after I replaced all the EQ and all the easy stuff, I will look up a nice way to replace Volcano and then move on with the rest. So yeah, I will just replace that thing for parametric EQ. Parametric EQ 2. And now it's just a game of finding the frequencies. So I have a boost on 637. Where is the frequency? 637, something like that. Yeah, 35 is fair enough. Q 3.6. Oh, nice. It's absolutely not the same way it's displayed. I like it. And then plus 2 point something. How much was it? 292. 2.9, okay. And I will change this to a bell. And I would probably need to reduce that thing, something like that. Seems more like what it should be like. Okay, we have the same at 1,000 and something. 1011. Yeah, fair enough. Plus 3. Yeah, I can see the numbers. You cannot see them, but I see them like top left of FL Studio. You can find them. And I should probably reduce that a bit. Something more like that. Probably. And then 6,000 like here. Yeah, plus 5. Might change these later when we actually come to the really fine tuning of the mixdown, and then I have small high shelf like that. And I think I have a small dip, like a very small dip here. Okay. Fair enough. That's one down, and we only have 25,000 to go. To be fair and fast and all you want. Minus 2 on 6,000. Why did I boost if it's to cut it afterwards? I will just cut it right away on the first EQ. So yeah. I have this boost here, and just behind that I go and I do this like. Yeah. Stupid. Why does this not sound as good as Pro Q? It's an EQ. You mean to tell me that I will have to fix my EQ now? Okay, sounds okay to me. Everybody say bye to ProQ for the top lead. Bye. See you next time. Okay, next layer. It's the chords. I should do that kind of stuff more often because that's easy shit. +2 at 205,000. Okay. I'll just right away replace it and I'll figure out until it sounds better or good enough. 1,000 and +2 or something. And I can, where is it again? Here. Change the shape. Something less. Okay, that's 2. Next, number 5 is one of the harmonies. What's the EQ like? Okay, a big boost in the high frequencies. Okay, I might just put something here, do something like this, and just figure out. Okay, sounds okay. Everybody say bye to ProQ, and next one I think is the same. Yeah, kind of. I'll just do the same. ProQ, parametric EQ. Sorry, something like this probably. Does anybody know if there is some kind of like automatic high cut and or low cut on parametric EQ, like, you know, low cut below 20 hertz and automatic high cut above 20,000 or something? Because here I'm feeling like some frequencies are missing up here, even though on ProQ I just have the same shelf. So that might be something to consider whenever using stock FL plugins, that sometimes there are some hidden stuff like automatic high cut and stuff. Oh shit. Please tell me you do not do so much that I can just remove you. I guess I will just get rid of Saturn right here. I will just like remove it. It's not adding much. I could use some small distortion, like a really slight distortion if needed. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. Just a really, really slight one, like. That's a very slight one. Next, Pro Q. Oh shit, that will be a pain in the ass to do. That will be a pain in the ass to do, but I think I know what I'll do. I think I know what I'll do. I will look up something. There's probably a way to do that using Patcher in a way. Yeah, I think there is even a preset like mid-side or something I could start from. And just like put a specific EQ for the mid and a specific EQ for the side and do that kind of stuff. But here, I might need to take some notes right now because, yeah. I need to take some notes because I need to look at that 150. So look at 150. Then I need to plus 1.9 plus 1.9 at 1000 and plus 2.9 at 1.5k something. Yeah. Okay. Replace parametric EQ. Okay, that sounds okay. Now for this one. Oh shit, I have a wave shell. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, I will boost the OTT, I guess, for that. And here I have the Pro Q, but yeah, that will be a pain. Yes, this one is only simple effects, which is good. This one is a Pro Q. Okay, this will be easy to remake. Is it? Yeah, these are not used. Can delete them. These are not used. I'll just delete them, but I have one Pro Q here. Fast LP, it's okay. I can replace that with the preset I made for the mixdown tutorial, I think. But we might need to rework that thing a bit. We'll see. So yeah, First thing is that Pro Q that is boosting the mid in the mono field and dipping the high a little bit and dipping on the side, and then do the other way around for the side signal. But yeah, patcher. Where is the patcher? I think there is a mid side. Yeah, mid side here. I can analyze how it goes. Mid side splitter. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Add plugin, parametric EQ. So that's the side. And the side, what I said is we dip a bit here. We boost a bit, no, not like this. Boost a bit here. And the side we also like low cut completely. Like this, and like 200, something like that. I don't know if it will actually work properly. If it's not working properly, I will just remove that because it's some really fine tuning. And again, the plan is like this track should be good enough for labels. That's something I've been doing like only for maybe a year or something. So it's not like a revolution. Didn't stop us to sign on Dirty Works. Not using that kind of fine tuning. Parametric EQ. And do this. And do the other way around. So boost here and create a dip here. I should try to not be as extreme with parametric EQ as I am with Pro Q, because this is already like 3 dB, and on the scale it's completely different than when you use Pro Q. So I might have to fix it here also, because that boost might be a bit much and that dip could be a bit much too. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Let's just see. Yeah, it actually works. It's actually working. I'm kind of impressed. Okay, OTT will keep it. Wave shell, I will delete it because I don't need it anymore. Fair enough, I just moved a bit the high end just to cover the loss of the good old pull taco clock. And that's basically it. Let me quickly... next one here, a small dip here, but I'm not sure it's actually needed. Let's see. Fair enough. We'll fine tune that whenever we come to the actual mixdown. So here, nothing special, I think. Oh shit, there's classic delay. Huh. Okay, I'll replace that with delay 3. Fully wet. I think it's ping pong and probably band like this, knowing how I usually do it. 1/4, which means it's supposed to be like this, I think. Like this, it's like this, I guess. Yep. Fair enough. It's one more thing replaced. Just enable that. So here, we have the Pro Q here. Ah, yeah, that's the radio effect, phone effect, sorry. So I'll just add a plugin. Where is parametric EQ? Okay. Slow cut at 590. Okay. And it's high cut at 3.5. And then it's just like some frequencies that are like this. That sounds like a tape effect, like a phone effect. I'm fine with it. I can shut that thing down and we are good. Here it's only the fast LP, and here I said I can replace that with the send I created on my mixdown tit reverb chain. Feels better like this. The thing is with Fruity Reverb too, it's not like for any other reverb where it takes all the sound and then put the reverb on it. Here you have to pick if you want to apply the reverb on the mid signal or on the side signal, so it's a bit like weird. Early reflection might like. Just to see how it sounds like with the rest. I need to fix that reverb. Change the decay and reduce the volume a bit. Okay. The lead, it's done. I think on the kick, there shouldn't be much. Nothing is active here, so I can reset selected track to default, yes. Just reduce the volume back. Here, there is this EQ that has nothing in it, so I can delete, yes, I can delete that thing also, yes. Distortion, I can remove everything except for that wave shaper, delete, yes, delete. Okay. Shit. That thing is not used, so I can delete this. The dB matter, we do not care much about this. The volume shaper is just for me to see the waveform. And there is the Oxford inflator, and that is another. Oh, it's not doing anything. Okay, so the fix, it's done. The kick, sorry, it's done. I have that thing here. The good thing is that as far as I remember, I did not use any other instrument than Serum, so it's already a good thing. Oh gosh. Okay. Parametric EQ. And I have to create an automation for that thing. There we go. Be really low. Like as low as it can go, basically. And then I have that thing, but I should have a shape that is more like this, and probably something more like this, like really wide. Okay, and then I can reset that, but link to controller, peak LFO inverted, I guess. Inverted or 0.5 minus input. Something like that. Yeah, sounds kind of okay. Okay, that's good. That's done. Next one. That thing. Shouldn't be much. Actually, there's nothing on this. So we're good. Okay. That thing. Okay, simple EQ. I'm good for that. Rap. Pum pum. And then some boost like here. something like that. Yes. Bye. Okay, it's 10:34. I think what I'll do is finish with replacing all the paid plugin from the climax. So just here. So that leaves us with this sound, and this sound. And for the rest, depending on how late it will be, I will probably just look for a way to replace Volcano, so that we start next stream with replacing the Volcano on the lead and then keep going with all the sound. It will be pretty quick because now I have a mixer preset for the reverb and stuff, so it's easy. Just replacing some EQ most of the time, so it should be fine. So just that thing here. And I already put the parametric EQ. Ah, nice, Jordan. Ah, yeah, there is a volume shaper, so I know how I will manage the volume shaping. It will be easy. Oh, especially on that thing. It will be really easy. Can just go with gross beats, so it's fine. And there are some other stuff that are like MIDI triggered, and for these, I will need to use a small trick. Parametric EQ. And this is just a low cut, but at 500. Okay. Boom, 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 and 500. 505. Fair enough. I think it's pretty much, yeah, okay, just a boost and look at it. 37. Okay, boom, boom. Something like that. Okay, and now the stereo shipper can stay, but that thing has to go. And as previously, I will just use the mixdown to reverb. I should have probably looked up the preset for the limiter I use usually, but fair enough. I can delete that thing. Okay, fair enough. I'm just figuring out that the lead here is probably not sidechain. Okay. Is this everything for the climax? Here I have the sweep. Can probably do it because it's a simple low cut, I guess. Yes, simple low cut, so I will just do it quickly. Yep. I can remove this one. Okay. The high impact, I think is linked on the same one. Yes, the sweep up here is not on the same one. Oh, I forgot to replace also the volume shaper. And here, oh, that's some really weird EQing. I guess kind of to remove some of the higher frequencies that are kind of painful to the ear, and obviously low cut because it's a noise. So something like this should do the trick. Okay, and I said here replace the sidechaining here by gross beat. Let me grab it. You have no idea how, as a French-speaking person, saying gross beat is really weird. And my neighbor sometimes maybe wonder what I'm talking about. So I can go and pick the sidechain preset here. It's 1/6 single curve, something like this, and repeat. Maybe more like this. Okay. Okay. Got 15 minutes. Oh, but I think I have a preset already, a patcher preset for the envelope cutoff. So let's see, patcher. Might just have to remap the, port 250. I'll probably have to link to controller, Volcano, top lead, accept, link to controller, new link, the second one. And here I might, no, I have to change the mapping here to port 250. And normally it should work right away. Port 250. Why is this not working? Why is this not working? Something was not included in the layer. Let me grab that thing again and then just move around that thing. Just thinking about something that I might do here for the sake of the tutorial is instead of having like separated cutoff because it's not really needed, I might just do it and put it back together here in the overall lead. Mix port 250 and link to controller. This one. Link to controller, new link, and this one. Except I can remove these two things. Okay, and delete. Okay. Okay, so that's one other big thing covered. 1051. I can maybe quickly check what's going on here and see how much I will have some trouble. There's here that what is that thing? Okay, here just that. This is just okay. So this will be quite fast to redo, so I might just do that quickly. Quickly use gross bit again. Gross bit. Use the same preset as earlier, so sidechain. Something like this, and single curve. And something like this. Can delete that. And I will open a new patcher with the reverb and delay preset. And I will this time make sure that I use the right settings for not the left filter here, the limiter. So it's just like this, okay? Fair enough. And what's that thing? Sounds good like this. Let me delete this one. Okay, and the Pro Q that is here, let's replace that with a parametric EQ. Should be simple enough. So low cut, and I will cut some more of the frequencies. So let me, oops, not disable like this. Frequency should be 427, so I was nearly there. Like this, like this, like this, and then I'll grab the fourth one and do something like this. Maybe a bit more like this, and slightly like this. Yes. It's minus 4. It's fine. That's one more sound covered, and that thing is already done. And what's that thing? Ah, yeah. Okay, so that thing is now free of all non-stock FL plugins, so that's one more thing covered. So I have to EQ, and then I would have to EQ again, using the mid-side technique. So all parametric EQ. Parametric equalizer. Well, like this. And what's frequency? 1300. Like this. Go pick the mid side. Okay. We're good with that. So let's give that a listen. And that will wrap it up for today's tutorial. Okay. There are still a couple of small things that I will need to do with the climax that needs to get rid of the non-stock plugins or free plugins. So the claps, the snares, the kicks here maybe, the riser maybe, these drums. I think that thing still needs also. So basically I will quickly do it right now. It's just a high cut. This, yeah. There we go. That's one more. For some reason, that project will probably be the one that loads the fastest I've ever done. And I think that's basically it. Yes, this is good. This is also good. So yeah, these fills here, basically all that will need to be covered. And then what else would be left? This. that will need to be covered also. That thing. That has been removed. I mean, it's that thing that is sampled. So this is already done. Indeed. This maybe. I can maybe quickly do that. It's just a high cut at 200, I think. So I can just go for it. Easy. So it's done. Yeah, and I need to look at the, so again, I will pick the mid side preset here, unplug that thing, add a plugin, add a parametric EQ. Basically what I can do is easier here. Can just delete that. Okay, that's one more thing that is covered. I think that's basically it. This one has been covered already. Yes. So yeah. Moved quite a bunch. Yeah, so basically we are left with the piano piece here, the synth here, the synth here, and everything that is in the intro. And basically everything would have been covered and set back to stock FL plugins or free plugins. And yeah, this is what we had at the end of last stream. So I'll give a listen to the whole track. So now we have a whole track. We have the mix intro all the way down to the second climax. So it's nearly finished. Like the only thing missing is maybe some details here and there and the mix down. So yeah, this is what we have. Hello, Xander. Welcome to the stream. Is it just me or the colleagues? A lead layer is a bit low volume-wise. Yes. We'll still need to do some mix down. A lot of it. And some stuff I would like to again change, but not like change the whole kick, but I want to try something extra on the tail. But we will start where we left last time, which is replacing all the paid plugins. Not yet entirely. The whole climax here, the whole part here is done. I still have, I think, this sound. Yes, still see a Pro Q here. And the patcher is probably the good one, not the free version. This one is done. This is done, this is done, and this is done, I think. So all these are done. This is not done yet either, I think. What do we have here? Okay, volume shaper will be a pain. And patcher, okay. So yeah, we still have this one to do. The leads are done. And here... These are done, so we are nearly done with the transition from paid plugins to free plugins. Still this one also. Sorry. Crackling voice for some reason. This one also, but it's the vocal. Yeah, it's the vocal, so yeah. And the screeches probably will need to be set on the free version. It should be okay. Shit. Oh, it's not used. Right. Volume shaper again. Dable tape stop is free, so I'm fine. But I'm not sure we used that. Did we? Oh yes, we did. For the transition to the intro. Yeah. Still a couple of small stuff to switch. So I'll not waste more time and just go. Basic low cut at 216. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, something like that. And dispatcher that I will replace with the free version, but I think I will resave the preset because I did some changes for the lead, and I will resave the preset here. Is it the one? Oh yeah, that's the one. Yep. Save preset as. Okay, and I'll go back here and replace that patcher. Set another one so that I can compare. Free leads and boom. Okay, that's one more sound done. Going for the vocal, I just have to remember that I still have all the volume shaper to replace everywhere. No, Serum will stay. Serum will stay. My rule is always stock plugins plus Serum and any other free VST. I cannot live without Serum. That could be like a challenge, but no, thank you. I still want to enjoy when I make something, you know. And doing everything without Serum will make it really painful. I know you like to see me suffer, but I'd rather not. EQ. Okay. Shit, it's nearly full here. Select this. Set it all the way up here. 209. Just like this, like this, like this. 209. Yeah, I'll have to go give some water to my dog because she's scratching the bowl. Let me see, what frequency was that? 2302. Okay. Oh, nearly like this because it's minus 17 dB. Okay, parametric EQ going here. And here we have again a low cut. $213. Okay. Does not have to be precise because we'll probably go again on everything to make sure that everything is nice and sounding good. 923 minus 6. Something like that. A nice dip. And a little less high frequencies. Something like this, I guess, but I can go nearly there because it stops at like 20 here, but it's like really, like here it's 10,000, here it's 20,000. Like, okay, the scale is kind of weird. Something like this, I guess. I can delete that. Okay, I will delete the LFO tools that is not used. Okay, volume shaper, we'll do it at the end, and can change this preset with the free lead send. And these are done. So I think the break is okay now. So let's listen. Okay, I'm gonna give some water to the dog, and I'm coming back. Behave, please. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah, that sound will be quite easy because I think it's only a simple pro Q. Pretty sure it will just be like parametric EQ, high cuts, yeah, at 1300. Yeah, like this. Yeah, good. Delete. Bye. This one is done. So now we have the screeches. I'm just wondering if the classic delay that is there is used or not. So just a low cut, 202, okay, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, there we go. And I can remove that thing. Yes, I want to delete that. Classic delay. I'll check because if it's used, it's probably here with an automation clip. I can replace that thing already because it's not MIDI triggered, so I can do that using Grossbit. Just thinking, nope, something like that. Okay, so it will be double curved, and I'm gonna go with the sidechain preset, which is here. A double curve. Give the way around. Not really like this. 3, 1 maybe. This is maybe a bit too much. I don't know which one is the best. I think this one. There we go. 100%, it's fine. Okay, we can delete that thing. Yes, okay. Fair enough. Which one is next in line? You have these, I don't know. Sound goodizer, pick controller, it's fine. I see a Pro Q here, and I see a classic delay, but it's not used. I can delete that thing then. And okay, just a nice dip somewhere. So what's the frequency? 195, and it's -6. Something like that. There we go. Can delete that thing. Delete, yes. Okay, so this is one more thing covered. Here for the kicks, I think there is, oh, there is a Pro Q on this one. Okay, fair enough. Select parametric EQ. Some shelf at 1600, and then here a dip 1300. Something like that. Don't need to be like overly precise, just like some really fine tuning. We'll cover again when we do the mix down. Here there's nothing, here there's nothing, here there's a wave shaper, but it's fine, and here there's a volume shaper that I only use as scope, so it's fine. I will just remove it at the end. Next we also have that thing here, and I think there will be a Pro Q, of course, with a low cut at 535. No, not the parametric EQ, the parametric EQ2, thank you. Something like that. Delete that thing. Okay, this one. Basic attack, so no need for changes here. Probably, yes. Just a dip there. Select Pro Q, parametric EQ, sorry. And I think the second one is like the tape effect, so I will need to recreate that. 942, 459. Something like this. Hello, Dark Dream DK. Thanks for the follow and welcome to the stream. I think that's basically it. Maybe make it like this, and we can get rid of that thing. Delete, delete, delete. Whoops, there we go. Go back here, and I think that thing is indeed. Come on, how am I gonna do that? 187. Because I do not want to like replace, because there is an automation probably on that thing, so I do not want to like have to recreate that automation because I'm lazy, you know. So something like this, and this one probably something like this, I think. So this is done. All these are done. I think this is covered already. Yes. These are the drums. This might not be covered. Oof. 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 I cannot redo that thing. Am I allowed to cheat on that thing? Because I cannot replace that, or it will sound really bad. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What is left? I think we covered nearly everything, didn't we? Okay, so let's see. We have here the clap. Oh, there is a Pro Q on the clap. Okay. So let's replace that by parametric EQ. What are we doing today? Hello, Zen Lammers. Welcome to the stream. Finishing or continuing on the track from scratch we started like weeks ago now. So yeah, for the people that do not know the rules are simple. I will make plan to make a track from scratch, which is what we've done all the way to this point, which is nearly the end of it, using only stock FL plugins plus free plugins plus Serum. So I could during the track use any effects I want, even paid plugins, but at the end we're supposed to only have free plugins or stock plugins, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm replacing all the Pro Q and all these stuff by the free plugins that are the stock plugins in FL Studio. So yeah, takes quite a while, but we're nearly done with that. And then the next part will be probably fine-tuning a bit the mix down, and then probably add some more details here and there where I feel it's missing. It's quite still a lot of stuff to do, but might be done, like, if not today, probably next stream we do about that. It's not this one, it's this one. Something more like this. Yeah. Can remove this one also. Oops. Delete. Bye. So this is done. The snares probably will still have their stuff. So let's copy that thing. Yeah, okay. It's just can't we do that kind of stuff like without even checking the thing like this? I think it's here. Yeah, okay, this is where the big want something more like this and a little dip here, because it was a bit much. And if I remember properly from my tutorial, if I pull a fruity compressor, I have something to replace the H comp. Drum heavy remade. There we go. I can delete that thing. Okay. Not as loud, so I might have to. There we go. Here. Okay, what's that thing? Oh, I have a silence one here. Okay, I guess you will just be replaced by a serum. It's an easy one. Just have to make sure that I make the pitch bend go on the right link to controller, and I have to find the right one now. Pitch bend, this one. Okay, this is okay. The sweep up, I think we covered that already in the last episode. Yes, we did. This is probably covered also. So is this one? Yes. So is this one? Yes. Okay, so the last thing left, most likely, is the FX gigs, but I think I will just sample them. And yeah, I have to cheat, I'm sorry. Is it dry? It's not at all dry. So I will sample that because I cannot redo that without camel crusher or camel fat. And here I have to remove that thing, and I can replace the classic delay with stock FL delay. So I will just delete all these. Oops. Delete. Key, delete. Pro C, what is that thing doing? Not much. Yeah, just kind of compressing everything. Fruity compressor. Have you ever have you ever looked at Faceplant? No, I don't even know what this is exactly. Do you have a virus? Yes, I have a virus TI2 that I barely use nowadays, but I have one. Fruity delay 3. And what's I do not know exactly what Faceplant is doing. Can you tell me what it's supposed to do? Just so I have an idea and see if I could be interested. It's a this is kind of modular. Okay. Could look into that, maybe. There's 4 engines now. Signal 4 engine now. Nice. Okay, fruity delay by. So I will sample that thing so that I can get rid of the other stuff. And the model is free now. Okay, nice. This is probably already covered also. Just to make sure. Oh, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Can keep the deep blue tape stop because it's free. Parametric EQ. Ooh, this one still has a Pro Q and this, but I do not know if it's actually used. I don't think it's used. So I'll look at the track entirely and see. Doesn't seem to be used. I can just like reset selected track to default routing and set selected tracks to default by volume shaper. Yes, we still need to cover the volume shaper. The last thing we have to do. Like this one, we also need to. Oh, yes, that's not the one I had in mind. This one. Still need to do it. And this one will be special because you need to make it like MIDI triggered. So we'll need to like use the technique I used on the mixdown tutorial, which is create the automation clip, which has that shape you see there, and then trigger it by MIDI, which is easy to do, but yeah. Well, I'm talking, but maybe it's time to actually do that thing so that we're done with it. So the overall shape covers where is the climax? It's here. The overall shape is that long. Create an automation clip. I think we had to use that technique like this to make sure that it's not like clicking. Can go like this, and it's half of this, so like this, and it's double curved. Kind of something like this. And now that's where the neat part is coming in. Now that I have this, can go. I'll just go. Let me reset my view. Thank you. I will just go here. Set something in here. And the thing is that now I will have to select all of these. And where is that thing starting? Here. So I'll have to snap here. There we go. So now every time it will read that thing, which is just a note inside the automation clip that is here, it will trigger the automation clip, the shape that we have here. I have to start here because it like do a dip first. I might do it like more like this, just to make sure that it does not like get any weird effects. Let me see. Normally now it will be too much. It's normal. Okay, so let's see if it's not too much. Okay, so that's good. I just remember something about the FX kicks here. So the delay, there was an automation on it. So link to controller. Fruity delay somewhere, I guess. No, classic delay. Classic delay mix level. There we go. I think it's the one. So this one is not triggered, so I will not bother. And this one is not active, so I'll just delete this one. And it's a little bit too short at some notes. Yes, it's part of the stuff I still have to fix about that kick, and something else I wanted to try. I think I changed the tail of that kick like 20 times. At some point we'll find the final version. Yup. So we were here. Here it's the volume shaper that I can delete because it just. I will keep it because I still need to do some work on the kick, but it will be deleted afterwards. It's fine, 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 fine. Oh, there's still some ProQ here. The tonal, but I have no tonal here, so I can just probably get rid of that. And the distortion here, I don't think it's used. I think there is select channel routed to this track. Is there something selected? There is this one. Is it used? I'm not sure it's used. I'll have to double check that. And same goes for this one. I think it's the first version of the kicks I use on the track. Tonal reverb. Oh, there is still something here. Yeah, it's basic low cut, of course. Low cut. Like this, like this, like this, and probably 200 or something. Like that. Ooh, 400. Fancy. Something like this should be fine. Delete, and we'll fine tune everything in the end. Don't worry. Parametric EQ, compressor, sound goodizer, P controller. Nothing in here. Here we still have basic kick. Which one is this? 21. Channel routed to this track. Is there something selected? I should maybe first clean up the project to remove all the samples that are not used. And is there something here? Yeah, I'll just do it just in case. Yeah, okay. 971. Somewhere here, something like this. Probably, and here some high cuts. Like this is fine. Okay. Yep, bye. Fills, there's nothing here. There is a ProQ. But I think there is nothing routed to this track, or nothing that is used, because I would have seen it already. Wall kick. Yeah, it's not used. Definitely not. ProQ and Serum effects. snappy snare, but I'm not sure I use any snappy snare here. Select channel routed to this track. It's not used. It's not used, so I can delete that. For sure, reset selected track to default. Yes. Round kick, you can reset to default. Yep. Where are we here? Still a Pro Q for the So bass, which is 27. It's not used anymore. Can reset to default. I know I'm supposed to like give that FLP. I will clean everything up at the end, like remove all the samples that are not needed, like sort everything, name everything properly. You'll have a nice FLP, don't worry. This is covered, this is covered, this is covered. Pro Q, long fills. Did I use that thing? I'm not sure. But I can just check it. Yeah, what I thought, it's just a basic EQ, so I'll just do it just in case. Yeah, 227. Oops, sorry. 227. Yeah, somewhere here, and again, I get. Make that. Oops, delete. Bye. This is covered. I think pretty much good. Here I have the FX kicks. That's not the chain I use here, so I think I can set it back to default. I'll check that like in the track. Short sweep. Maybe there's still one. I think it's the very short one that is here. 42. Yeah. I nearly missed this one, sorry. Just a look at basic stuff. Yep, something like this could be fine. Yep, there we go. And riser. Pro Q for the riser 2. Do I have the riser 2 in here? I'm not sure. Maybe it's this one. Yes, I think I do have this, and it's just a low cut. Parametric EQ. Fixed kicks, that's the one I have to sample. And the rest are all the like stuff I actually use, so normally we should be fine in these. This is not used, I think. You'll see the volume shaper here. That is bugged. How am I supposed to know what I'm supposed to do with that? Come on. Okay, I guess it's just a simple volume shaping, so I will try to redo that. And is it MIDI triggered? That's the only thing I'm really wondering. It's not, so can I redo that with basic? I'll check which of these instrument is rooted like on that. Select rooted to this channel. Which one is it? Key. Oh, that's the vocal. Yeah, that's the vocal. So the vocal, I guess it's just a simple. I thought I did that. Thought I did it already. Sidechain can go here. Double curve, probably something like this. This. Might be that it's just a bass sample, like this thing. So 60, and have the sample here, which is also on 60. I didn't do that on the, okay. Let's delete that then. Okay. These are not used. This is fine. This is not fine. 65. What is on 65? I guess it will be one of the other ones here. It's not used. Bye. Here, 66. I've seen something on 66 here. That thing. What is? Okay, I know what this is. This is these two things. Okay, free lead send. Here, just a look at that 422. Nearly blaze it. Key like this, like this, like this. 442. Yeah, something like that. Delete, boom. Okay. $69, nice. Nothing on this. Reset to default. Hello, Hunter Music. Welcome to the stream. First time. Enjoy, take a seat. $71. Please tell me there is nothing on 70. Fuck. Where is that thing on the... Is it actually used? Okay, I'll take the risk. I'll just reset this track to default and pray that it's not used. If it is, when we listen to the whole track, we'll see that something is missing the effects. Parametric EQ, serie shaper, so all this is done. I still see a Pro Q here on 76. 76, is it used? It's not used. Oh, yes it is. What is it used on? Oh, it was like for, yeah, the first version of the intro. It's not used anymore. Bye. Parametric EQ, so it's good. I guess it's good. Oh, Pro Q. Still on Pro Q. Is it used? Yeah, it's used by nothing. So it's fine. I think. Is it used by something? I don't think so. So I'll just delete that thing. Parametric EQ and Fruity Reverb, and we are done with replacing all the paid plugins, I think. I'll double check that at the end anyway. So the next thing I wanted to do is fix the kick a little bit more, because the tail is now really dirty, and the thing is that if I remove, the reason it's really dirty is because of the wave shaper I've set here, but if I remove it, it lacks some power. But what I plan to do is here get a patcher, pull the mid side. I can delete that thing and that thing because I do not care much. It's not the mid side, it's shit, it's split band EQ. Or I'll just go default and I will just create exactly what I need. So here that thing will only let all the high frequency go, like everything above 250, I would say. 254. Add plugin, parametric EQ, and this will only let the low frequency go. This. Now I have to be precise. 252. So now I have this. And I can like just apply whatever effects to like boost the sub. Wave shaper. Put the linear phase on. I could, but I think it will like how to say, add some like plugin delay compensation like crazy. So I hope it will not fuck everything up. If so, I'll just like remove it, and it should be fair enough. It just will not be too much of an issue here. Which one is it? Fuzzy saturator, I think. I mean, I can try to be as clean as I want, but the base sample is not clean, so not much. It's not worth it to like go too much in details. But as I said, the original plan was for me to be able to finish the kick tail tutorial and use the tail we would have made in that tutorial and use it in the track. But I'm not there with the tail tutorial yet, so I will have to figure out something so that people that receive the FLP will be able to receive the tail, but just a sample, not the project, just the sample of the tail, and be able to replace it if they want in the project. So I'll try to figure out something. But let's see, now it should be a bit better. What's the matter there? Let me switch like this, and yeah, how is it possible that it's like? Okay, so now we're on for the mix down. So linear isn't always great for transient material like drums. Yes, it always depends on the sound and what you want to do with it. Just words to try to turn it on and off to see the difference, but I don't always bother with that kind of small details, especially when it's on that kind of stuff like here, just for to split the frequency for the kick, but the kick is already like dirty as fuck. Like you already have some kind of weird phasing issues on it, and it's not a kick I made, it's just from a pack, and I was just like not bother with that too much. Because again, the plan of that thing is not like how to explain that. I'm doing this whole series, and I will provide the FLP at the end. It's not for you to just like take whatever is in there and like just do new tracks with what is in there. The plan is for you to learn and to see how the techniques were used and all this stuff, and how the construction is made and all this kind of stuff. But I would guess that either you will take your own kick samples or just look at what kind of fixes I've made on it, and try to apply it on your own kick, but not like just use that kick as is, just a kick from a pack, so anybody can have it. Same goes for the lead. The lead is like the lead tutorial I've made a couple of months ago, so some of the people probably already have it, so nothing new there. All the presets in Serum and stuff are derived from preset from my bank, so there is nothing like completely new here. The plan was to make a track and to show that you do not need 20 different fancy stuff to be able to make a track. The only thing you need actually is just ideas and put them into the software. And for the mixdown, I want to show that you do not need 20,000 fancy VST to do that. I already did it for my mixdown tutorial, but just so that you can see the thing live in a project. So there are a lot of stuff that I will not bother much. And especially when I hear that kick, like it's way better than the first kick I had when I reached Dirty Work. So yeah, it's fine. So we'll fix something here with the volume of all the different layers. I think it's okay like this, but I'm undecided between two positions. That thing is way too loud. Okay, fix some stuff with the the octave the chords were playing that was not correct here. Some kicks that were not correct here, not on the correct key. Let's maybe also do this for this thing. Oops, sorry. Like this. Not like this. What am I doing? Like this. I also figured that here there was a sound that was not really present. Just thinking that now I would have to like sidechain the bass probably to the drums here. So we'll that thing. So I'll use the same technique as I use for the leads. Here I'll create automation clip. I think here we can go like, oh yeah, like this, it will be fine. It should be fine. Oh, come on. No slides here. So something like this should be fine, and I can just like I will do it here. That thing. Okay, should be better. Yeah, okay, fine-tuning a bit some of the stuff. So the break are okay, I think. So the climax are okay, the breaks are okay, so it leaves us with only a few stuff left. So the intro. Could be an idea here to have the bass to open up a bit more and then to close back down. We could like do this. Something like that. I will do that. Can just do this, I guess. Create automation clip. Something like this. Okay. Okay, something we can do here for the screech that is here is add some panning. Let's see the mixer, and I can add. Where can I do that? To this here. Freaky balance. Create an automation clip. Have something like that. Could be cool. And it sounds. Make unique, and we have it the other way around, and we can like get one way and then the other. It was great to finally catch the stream. I've been following on YouTube for some time. Hopefully catch you again soon. Thanks for coming by, and glad you could catch up with the stream. Enjoy your weekend. Okay, I think the last thing I have to do now is find some details here and there, especially here in the break because it's kind of empty. The rest is okay, but just here in the break it's really empty, and probably here at the very beginning of the track. And the next thing, the first thing I'll do is here replace all of these samples, which are the ones I use for myself, with other samples that are the same kind, just so that I still keep a little bit of my own sound. Where was this from? Effects, FX kicks. Hmm. I know what I'll do for the break. Like I said, that it needs some more details. And I'll give you a really good tip when you need some more detail, or if you need the sound to be less like empty. Universal sound bank. You can go on the universal sound bank and then look for some background ambience you can use for they changed the website, but it's so fucked up. Let me see what kind of sound seems okay. That could be an option. Just download that. Trust me, it's weird and stuff. It's really loud, but if you put that really, really low volume in the background, where you remove also all the low frequencies. Oops, not this one. This one. Like, and add some reverb on that. It will just be a nice background noise. It will not bother much. And now I have the basic setup for this. I can just replace the sample and see if I can find a better one. Try this one. Small problem with this one is like it's a bit short, so it's lacking something. Let's see what other kind of ambience could work.
All we have to do is pick up.
that kind of stuff could work, but there is a slight problem with the stereo on that thing. Like this, it's really subtle, it's really in the background, but it really helps like filling that space a little bit. So yeah, let's listen to the whole track once more and see if there are still some stuff that we could do next time. But I think, yeah, we'll see. I'll listen to all that and then I will figure out what we will do. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done with this. I don't know what you think. Let me switch the view. So, the thing is, usually when I come to this point on a track, I will just let it sleep for a couple of weeks. So I will not touch it for a couple of weeks and come back with a refresh mind on it to see if there are still some very important stuff that I still have to cover, which means that I might... how will I do that? I think with this episode counted, I still have 2 or 3 episodes to get out on this series. I don't remember exactly how much. How many, sorry. So yeah, I think... what I will do is until YouTube catches up with wherever we are right now, I will not work on that thing anymore, just to let it sleep for a couple of weeks. And then I will go on this track and fix the last couple of stuff. It will not be a full like 2-hour stream. I think it will be like a really short one, maybe half an hour or something. And then when this is done, I will take some time to just clean up the project, like sort things like together, make it look pretty, because right now it's all over the place. So I'll do that. I'll make sure that no other VST are left that are not stock plugins or OTT, whatever free VST there are, and Serum. And then I will do the final episode, like the final stream on this thing, where I would advise people to be there, because that's the one where you will be able to get the FLP for free. And if not, it will be anyway on Gumroad, as I said. But yeah, I'll cover that probably again on different streams, just so you can keep up where we are on this. And I will also, when I do the YouTube video, say like the complete rule of how it will go and stuff, and when it will happen. So yeah, that's kind of the way it will go.